Hello everyone, I'm Chol. MariaDB 10 Developer Course, Chapter 15, Transaction Processing. Main topics. This chapter will cover this kind of topics. Managing transaction processing, importing and exporting data. Number 3, globalization and localization. Even if the topic name this one transaction process, but I will explain these two topics as well. Transaction processing overview. What is a transaction? So this one, transaction process is a kind of the mechanism used to manage the set of SQL operations, and this kind of SQL operations must be executed in batches, not front end in the background. And this kind of transaction used to maintain the database integrity by ensuring that batches of the MariaDB SQL operations execute completely or not at all. So in this one, this kind of the SQL operations, this one are not aborted mid-processing. So using transaction process, we can guarantee this kind of database integrity. How? Using execution of SQL operations completely or not at all. So this one, number 3, is similar. Database never contains the result of partial operations, and sets of operating this kind of operations not aborted mid-process must be complete or not at all. So number 4, with or without errors. In the middle of this kind of process, we can find or meet some errors or without errors. So according to the situation, we can use this kind of command, commit or rollback. Commit means writing to the database table, or rollback means undo or canceling the process. And according to the situation, these kind of things will occur or happen. Number 5, main transaction terms. So what is the meaning of the transaction? So transaction means blocking SQL statement. Rollback, I told you, the process to cancel specified SQL statement according to the situation, especially with the errors. In this case, we need to cancel this kind of process using rollback. Commit, writing SQL statement to the database table. So we have to guarantee this kind of SQL statement saved or write to the database table or not using commit. Save point, temporary placeholder in a transaction set to issue a rollback. In case of the save point, normally can use with the rollback. Later I will show you exact examples. How to control transaction. First one, start a transaction. How to start a transaction using this kind of command. So using start a transaction, we can disable auto commit mode for a single series of the statement. So if we don't use this kind of start a transaction, normally the MariaDB enable auto commit features. So even if we don't use commit anytime, all the SQL statements will be written to the database tables. So commit or rollback ends or close the transaction. If you start this kind of transaction using commit or rollback, we can finish this kind of transaction. Begin is the same to start the transaction, but in case of the begin, cannot be used with stored functions and triggers. So in case of the store functions or triggers, we have to use only start transaction. In case of start transaction, we can use this kind of option with consistent snapshot. It means start a consistent read for storage engines, especially the Citra and DB. Also, we need to commit to store this kind of changes to the disk after start the transaction, and we need the rollback to cancel this kind of process. So this is a kind of example, start a transaction, and after that, if we have this kind of table, insert into set column value, column value. And after that, select asterisk from the trends. Then we can find this kind of data. But In connection to, even if we use this kind of command, select from trans, but we cannot find this kind of value because in connection 1, I did not use the commit or rollback. During this kind of things, we cannot find this kind of data in the other connections. How to control the transaction number 2 rollback? I already told you the meaning of the rollback. This one, use the rollback. Normally we can say undo or canceling the process. MariaDB stay until start the transaction. So transaction processing used to manage especially insert or update or delete. So in this case, maybe we can use the rollback with this kind of the command, but cannot roll back DDL. DDL means the create, alter, and drop operations. So if we use this kind of command, you cannot use the rollback. When we use the rollback, we can also this kind of option and chain. It means start a new transaction as soon as the old transaction ends. So I already told you in the previous page, we can close or end the transaction with rollback and commit. So if we use the, for example, like a rollback, then this kind of process will be finished. But if we want to start the new transaction, then we can use this kind of option and chain. For example, start the transaction, delete from trans in the previous page, and select from the trans. Then you can find the data, all data in this table already deleted. So using this command, you can check the result of this one. But if we use the rollback, then you can find the all data already existed using this command. Cause this one rollback, I told you to cancel the previous command. In my case, it's a delete. Also, rollback work, rollback and no chain, rollback work and no chain. All this command has the same meaning. So even if you use any one among these command, maybe the result will be same. Commit, this one, commit means save any changes to the data to make it visible to subsequent transactions. So if you don't use the commit in the other the transactions, we cannot see this kind of changing data. In commit, there are two kinds of commit: implicit commit and explicit commit. Implicit commit means execute and write SQL statement to the database tables, this one, tables, automatically and directly. Even if we don't use the command commit, this kind of the SQL statement will be executed automatically using normally this kind of options. Split commit, it means within a transaction block, the commit must be used to save or write operations. It means without commit, it means we cannot save or write this kind of SQL operations. This is a split commit. So to change the default commit, default I told you the auto commit is number one. It means auto commit enabled. So auto commit the enable means this one implicit commit. So if you want to change it to auto commit disabled, then you can use these options. Commit also can use this kind of option and chain or release. And chain is similar to the rollback. Start a new transaction as soon as the old transaction ends. Release means tell a server to disconnect the client after current the transaction because client also need to use the new this kind of database data. For example, create table com the column, the integer data type ends in the inner DB, and then start transaction. Insert into com the set, the column, the values, and after that, in the connection to you can try like this: alter table com, add column B, okay? Then this comment will be the pending until the connection on, use this command commit or rollback. Save point means the placeholders to support the rollback of the partial transactions. So in case in previous the page I already told you, in case of the save point, normally can be used with the rollback. So this one needed to put the placeholders as strategic the locations in the transaction the block and automatically released after commit and the rollback. So even if you use the save point, then normally you have to use commit and rollback to release this save point. But if we use this command release save point, then this will also release the save point explicitly. For example, save point del1, this is the name of the save point, and after that delete the order total table, order number is a column, 20,010 mean is a value, so I want to delete. Save point to this one, del2, and one more delete statement from order total here, order number 2009. Save point del3, the name this one, and delete from order totals, this one 2008. And of that, now let's to use the rollback. Rollback to del3, okay, mean this one. Then this command means cancel number 3. And the rollback to del1, del1 mean this one, cancel del2, this one, number 2, and cancel number 1 as well. So using save point with a rollback, anytime we can make some placeholders the rollback operations. Metadata locking. So locks its metadata until the end of transaction when transaction use table. Now transaction using some tables. In this case, anytime we can lock each means the table metadata. Non-transactional tables are also locked, as well as view or object related to locked table and views. Especially in case of metadata locking, we can use this one DDL statement. I wrote DDL like a create, alter, and drop. To modify a table, normally we have to wait until each unlock. For example, create table meta. This one is a table data type. Engine, I will use the memory type. And the start transaction insert into table meta set A. This one the column and this one value. In connection to alter table meta add column the B integer. I want to add another column to this table meta. And of that, in connection 1, the commit. Then select from the meta or DESC table name. In my case, it's a meta. Then you will find this column B added or not. Lock table and unlock table. It means this kind of command explicitly acquires table locked or unlocked in case this one for the current client sessions. Table locks can be acquired for basic tables or views. So table block can be useful for base table and view as well. Unlock tables explicitly release any table locks held by the current session. So using lock table, anytime you can define exact table to lock the table. But if we use this command, okay, unlock tables, then this one release all table locks. Lock table works as citron in a DB tables only. In a DB underbar table underbar locks is a one mean the enable and auto commit should mean disable. In this case, this one lock table is a works. When we use this kind of lock table, we can use this kind of default syntax. This one lock table, table name, aliases and aliases name, and after that we can define lock table like read or write. So this is a lock table. Read mean no write allowed, only read. Read local, read but allow concurrent the insert, only permit concurrent insert. Write mean no other connections can read or write to this table. Any connections cannot read and write to this table. Low priority write, same to write, but allow new read only permit new read on the table. Write concurrent, this one, the exclusive write log is similar to this one, right? But allow read local logs. Read local mean this one, okay? We mean allow concurrent insert. So this is example. First one, how to use read rock. This one, rock table orders. I have orders table already, so I use the log type, the read. So in this case, select count asterisk from orders. Select count asterisk from order total. This one I think is no problem without any errors, but this one you will get when face some error message, because if we use this table now, only you can use this table, not the other tables, because of this command. Also, insert into orders, this was orders, and the order date and the custom ID, this is the name of the columns, values, now the function now, and 10,003 as a customer ID. Also, this one command will be failed because now using the insert. Insert belong to where? The write, not read. B, not refer to the rocked table multiple times in a single query. It means I want to rock the table, the meta, this one, using the write, the rock type, and meta as the M, and mean the aliases. And this one is a read. And after that, insert in meta select asterisk from meta. This one will fail because in one the single sword, this one single query, I am using this one meta, this one twice. In this case, this one will fail. So in this case, we have to use right this one meta select meta the table name, but this one must use what alias name like this. C, cannot work to rock table without specifying the aliases. This one also is related to aliases. For example, rocktable.com, this one read, and after that select from com as. In this case, we can not use the aliases. See aliases like this, then you can find this kind of error messages. Aliases was not rock with rock table. Also, a rock table come as. Now I'm using the C alias's name. Then select asterisk from the com. Also, this one will show this kind of error messages. This one. Table was not rock with rock table. So in this case, we have to use like this. Select from com as the alias C aliases. Then you will be successful to use this command. How to import data using the load data in file. So in this chapter, I will explain how to import and export data. First one, import. Using this one, load data in file. So this one, read data records directly from a file normally and insert this kind of data into a table. So if you want to insert some data to the table directly, then you can use this command load data in file. First one, A, specifying the data file location. So load data in file, and this is a file name, and of that into table and table name. In my case, I will use the com and semicolon. So in this case, when I define what specify exactly the location of the file, so like this, okay, var slash library mysql slash knowledge pr like this. Or another thing, just without any the path or directory, only the file name into table there. This one means this is the same. So this directory, okay, this directory var library mysql is a default directory to save all mysql database. In my case, I will use this one, knowledge pr. This one means it's the same the others, only dot slash data dot txt. It means this one dot slash means current directory. So I'm not sure which one now is a current directory. So anyway, This one means current directory slash data.txt. B, skipping the data file lines. So if we use this option, ignore one lines, it means from this table, please ignore first line. So first line can be used to the comment like this. So in this case, we can ignore some line using these options. C, loading the specific table columns. When we insert this kind of data into table, anytime we can define exact only column names. For example, now the table orders has 3 columns, but here I define only 2, order date and customer ID. In this case, normally the column can be used with auto underbar increment. So in this case, we don't need to insert this kind of data. So only we can load the specific table column names, not all column names. D, for duplicate key loads. When we insert this kind of data, sometimes we can meet the key, like a primary or foreign key can be duplicated with new data. In this case, we can use 2 kinds of options, ignore and replace. In case of ignore means if this data meet the duplicate key in the table, then ignore all new data, and of that stop this process. In case of the replace, delete all old the data in this table and insert new data from this one, data.txt, to this table. So according to your situation, you can use ignore or replace. MySQL import, this is a command line interface to load data files into tables. So also this one is similar to this one, okay, load data. But in case of load data in file, we have to use this one under database only. But this one, MySQL import command line, anytime in the command line, we can use this one. Info file name must be same to table name. This is very important. Please remember property. Default syntax, the MySQL import command line options, database name here, file 1 or file 2, you can define or put multiple file names here. So import multiple file here. So MySQL import the command line, username, password. Only if you insert this one, the local database, this one, local, in my case, knowledge base database name, customers.txt, orders.dat. In this case, customers orders is a name of the table in this database, and for the file extension to insert this kind of data, we have to use txt or dat, not the others. C, with the options used frequently. So except this kind of option, we can use the another options as well. For example, here, columns, I already told you this one. If we want insert only 2 columns, order underbar date, customer ID, not the other columns, then we can use this option. Compress, I will explain this one. Delete also, field terminated by /t mean here tab. It means between columns in the database file, all this kind of data is terminated using only the tab. Replace, I already told you replace, like ignore, this one too. It means if you meet so duplicate the key, then delete all the data and have that insert new only data. H means remove.char.com. So if we want to insert this kind of data to the remove to database, then we can use these options. Ignore lines too. I already explained this way in previous page. Ignore the second 2 line in database file and the rock table, and after that bubbles mean the show this kind of the message in detail. Knowledge PR database orders.txt, this is a database, the inserting file name. So here compress option means compress all information sent between client and the server. So if you want the compress, then you can use this option. Delete means empty the table before importing the text file. So before you import this kind of the text file, you need to empty all table data. Rock tables, it means rock all table for writing before processing any text files. So in this case, we can use rock table. So according to your situation, you can select this kind of options as well. How to export data? First one, in the Maria database, we can use this one. Select into our file. So using this kind of command, we can write the result of the select operation to our file. For example, select asterisk here into our file here, and of that file name here, in my case, customers point txt from, and of that customers mean the table name, and of that now you save what export this data to this file name, okay, customers.txt. Then this file can be seen where default database directory, in my case, var/library mysql knowledge means it's a database name and this file name like this. Number two, using the command mysql dump for this one client program to dump table and database content to file. This the feature is similar to select into our file. Number one, how to export MariaDB database. So here dump username, password, and this is a database name. And after that, the knowledge.sql. Then in this case, we can export only one database. But if you want to export multiple database, then here, okay, knowledge.pr database world database, and after that we can save with this kind of file names. And this one also, if you want to export all database, then we can use this kind of option, use with this kind of file name. B. How to export specific table. If we want to export only the specific table, not all table, then knowledge.pr database name, and of that table name, in my case, customers and orders. Only these two tables will be saved to this file. See how to restore exported data. So after you export this kind of data, you need to restore or import this kind of data. Then we can use like this. In this case, we have to use the command mysql, not mysql dump. So your name, password, database, and after that, file name like this. Then this all data will be inserted to this database. The last topic, globalization and localization. For this kind of purpose, we will use character set and collation. So, using this kind of character set and collation features, normally MariaDB accommodate different character sets such as different alphabet or characters. So even if we use the different alphabet or characters, no problem to save this kind or compare this kind of data to Maria database. Also, possible to support different way to sorting and retrieving data. So for this kind of purpose, we can use character set and collation. Different ranges and character set needed to be stored and retrieved differently on database tables, especially when we use this kind of database or table. We have to define this kind of character set and collation for what? To store and retrieve. Meaning of the each terms. So here, character set. Character set means collections of the letters, like encodings as well, and the symbols supported by database system. So according to database system, normally this kind of data must support this kind of character set. Collation means a set of the rules, and this kind of rules can be used to compare characters in character set. So for comparing, we can use collation. So setting character set and collation Number one, how to get information. So if we want to get information about your character set and correlation, then we can use this kind of command. First one, to see the supported the list, then in the database we can use this kind of command, show character set. Then this one will show many kinds of character set can be supported this database system. Show correlation as well. This one is a similar. B, to see the define the default character set and correlation. So if we want to know now your database system has what kind of default character set and correlation, then you can use this kind of command, show variables like character, percent, or correlation. Then this one will show your server's default character set and correlation. Number two, how to configure this kind of character set and correlation. Then first one, at first time we can use this kind of configuration in server level. For example, this file etc/my.cnf. So here mysqld. So here we can define like this: character set server UTF-8 and correlation server also UTF general CI like this. And after that systemctl restart mysql. Then this kind of configuration will be applied to your database. Number three, how to configure in database level. So in the previous page, I show you how to configure the character set and the correlation where in this one, okay, server level. But also in database level, we can define this kind of character set and correlation. For example, create database knowledge via 2 here, character set, okay, with this kind of option, it makes the Latin 2, create, Latin 2, general CI like this. Also, we can alter database here, knowledge via 2, okay, create, okay, like this. At first time I use this one, but I want to change like this. And if we want to see this kind of data, then we can use this kind of command, show create database knowledge via 2. But in this case, normally this command only show only character set options, not correlations. Number four, how to configure in table level as well. When we create the table, also we can define this kind of character set and correlation. For example, now I want to create address with this column ID and name. So here character set, this one correlation, this one like this. And this table will use this character UTF-8 and UTF-8 general CI. So if you want to see this kind of data, then show create table address \G. Then this will also will show default this kind of character set. Number five, how to configure in column level. For each column, also we can define this kind of character set and correlation. For example, now I want to create a name the table k underbar names. This is a kind of column. For this column, I can define correlate here. EUCKR Korean underbar CI. J names also, this is a column also character set EUCKR like this. So for each column, we can define this kind of character set and correlation separately. Default values for character set and correlation. So character set correlation always cascade down. Cascade down means column without a specified correlation. In this case, this kind of column look for the table default to bring default the setting from table. Number two, table without this kind of specified correlation. Then this table look for database. Database without specified correlation will look for what? Server levels. Table defaults, both values are used if both character set and correlation. Then these both values will be used. Only character set is specified. Then it is used with the default the correlation for the character set. For each character set, you can find the default correlation as well using the command in previous page. If neither is specified, no character set, no correlation, then database default is used. With the select statement, so in case of the correlation also can be used for the select statement. For example, like this, order by last name, first name, and correlate this one, okay? Latin on general CI. Using this kind of option as well, we can use the orders for this kind of column name. Chapter 15 exercise. In this chapter, we will try to exercise this kind of things. How to use each transaction processing. Number 2, how to import data using SQL and command. 3, how to export data using SQL and command. Number 4, how to configure character set and correlation in each level. Okay, now let's test transaction processing, how to import and export data, and how to set up character set and correlation. So for this kind of purpose, I already log in, okay, this one, using this one, username, root, and the password, and the A, and after that, now I choose this database knowledge PR. So for here, using this database, so let's try to test this kind of topics. First one, okay, for the testing, at first time, I create a table, the trans, this one A, the column name, this one the data type, B, column name, data type, and engine, the inner DB like this. And after that, start the transaction. Now try to insert the data, insert into trans, table name, and after that A1 and B1. Okay, now let's check from the trans this table, then we can find this value 1 and 1. In connection to, now let's test as well. But here we can find the empty because this one using this one start transition. I already told you start transition means the blocking SQL statement. So until I use commit or the rollback, this data will not be saved or will save to the disk. So here let's use the commit, and after that in connection to, now we can find this one because commit, this one commit or rollback, I told you close the this one start transaction. So now using the commit, we can insert this data. Also the other connections also can see this kind of data. Okay, now let's try to use the rollback. First one, start the transaction, and after that, delete from the trans, then here, select asterisk from the trans, then we can say the empty. I already inserted this one, but here we can find empty set. So in the other connection, let's test as well. But here in connection 2, we can find this one, okay? This one is not deleted yet. So using the rollback, okay, then test again. Now this one, it means this delete statement is cancelled by rollback. Okay, for the testing of the commit, now I create one more table, the com, and using only one table A, the column A, and integer data type, and the engine, the inner DB as well. And after that, insert into the com, set the value is 1, and after that, start transition, and after that, let's try to insert again. Now select, so we can find two value 1 and 1, and the other connections as well. Let's check, select from com. So now we can find only 1 because I told you this one. This first data one is inserted without the start transaction, but second one is inserted to this table by start transaction. So in the other connections, okay, this one, connection 2 cannot see the second data. And after that, also, let's try to use one more command here, like this. So now let's try to use the DDL like alter, this one, alter table com add column B. So I want to add one more column to this table com, but here this command now is pending until I use the command the commit in the connection. Okay, let's try to commit, and after that, okay, can you see now this command is successful, and after that let's check. So now this table com has two columns A and B in the original connection as well. Let's check. Also, this one can find, okay, two column names. So when we use the commit, we found this kind of the DDL statement can be pending until we use commit or rollback. Now let's test the save point. So now for the testing, I will use this table, select asterisk from order totals. Then we can see this kind of the rows. And after that, start transaction and the save point, the del one. And after that, I will try to delete this one, order number 20,005. This one, okay, 20,005. And say point del 2, this one will delete 2000, 20,006. And this one, say point del 3 will delete this one, 20,007. And after that, let's check the table again from. So now we can check, okay, 20,005, 6, 7 already deleted. So here, let's try to use the rollback. There's 3, and then let's again, then rollback del 3, it means this one save point del 3. So here I deleted order number 20,007, but here I use the rollback to del 3. So here we can find this one 20,007. This row is recovered from the delete. And again, now rollback 1. And after that, table. So here 20,005, 20,007 as well. So using save point, we can use the rollback as well with save point. Okay, then next one. Okay, now let's try to test the metadata. At first, for the testing, I will create this table. So meta, the column and engine memory, and of that, start the transaction. Now try to insert into metadata set the A column value 1. Then we can find this one, okay, 1. So now in the connection 2, let's try to test one more. Now alter table meta add column B integer. So to this table, I want to add one more column like this. Then the command now is pending without any action until here. Let's test this one. Now I use the commit. Then now this one, the finish, this one, start the transaction and the connection 2. So here we can find this command now is successful. So here let's check table. So we can find one more column like this. So in case of the metadata locking, we can use like this until I use like a commit or rollback. The other connections now is pen. Now try to use the lock table and unlock tables. So for this purpose, now I use lock table orders read, select count from orders, and here let's order. So here we can find this kind of messages. Because now here I try to rock the table only the orders. Until I rock table these orders, I can use this one orders table, but this one order totals. In this case, maybe I cannot use another tables until I unlock this table. And one more testing. Also, now I try to insert into orders table order underbar date, customer ID, column values now and 10,003 as a customer ID. Then you can find order log was not logged with log table. So in this case, maybe so here orders this table also we could not insert this data because orders table also now only I gave the read this one, not write. So until I cannot use. So on raw tables, and after that, so and then so I can find this information because I already unlocked all tables. For the unlock, let's test one more here. Now the rock table com the read and after that select from com as the CLS. Then here we can find rock with rock tables because this CLS was not the rock. So for this one, okay, let's test this one more now. Rock table com as C alias is read and after that select asterisk from the com. Then we can find this one. Com was not rock with rock table because here I used this one aliases. So if I want to use this table, I have to use aliases like this from com as C aliases. Then we can find what C this kind of data from this table. Okay, now let's test how to import the data. So for the testing, so now I have this table com and the two columns A and B with this kind of value. For this one, I try to the load table, this one, okay, data txt into table com, ignore first line. And after that, let's test. Then let's test again. So here, from the com, I can find this kind of data. So for this kind of testing, at first one, you have to prepare for this file, data.txt, where, okay, let's first this one. If you go to this one, var library MySQL knowledge PR, so here you can find this kind of file. And in my case, I already created this file data.txt. And when you create this kind of file, you have to check permission, in my case 664, and ownership. So MySQL. And the contents, let's check like this. So in my case, I ignore this first line. And between the column and column, I used only the tab. So I try to insert this kind of data to table here, okay? This one. So using this one, load data in file in table ignore first line, the other data already inserted successfully. And the second, okay, let's test the inserting use the MySQL the import. So here using the command username, password, and the compression, delete and the local, ignore the first line and the bubbles, knowledge.pr database data.txt data file. So using this password, I can access the local host. But here, deleting the old data from the table, the data, but here we can find this kind of error. Knowledge.pr data doesn't exist when using table data. It means I already told you when we insert this kind of data, the data name must be same to table name on the database. So when I insert this file here, knowledge.py database, data is a table name. So in my case, I don't have this table name. So now I copy this one, the data.txt to com.dat, and ownership, and of the permission, and of that again. Now I try to insert this data com.dat. Then here, okay, we can find this one, local file 2 into com table. So in the table, let's test. So here, this one, okay, from the com, I insert this kind of data. So at first time, this table has this kind of the rows, but I use the option the delete. So this kind of data already deleted. Only this kind of data inserted as a new rows. Now let's test how to output the data export. So first one, select asterisk into our file, in my case customers.txt from customer. So this is a table name, this is a file name. In this case, where can I find this file? So I already told you, in our case, here we can find cd vir library mysql, and here let's test the customers. Okay, customers, can you find this one? Customers.txt. So if I use this kind of command and this kind of file, then if you don't give any the specific path, then normally this directory var library mysql and database, here you can find this kind of files. And the second thing, now here I stay in this directory. So here let's test one more thing. So now I want to export the database using this file name. So here let's check. So I found this file, and in this case, this one is a Unicode text with very long lines. So if you read, then you will see very long line. Now let's test. Only try to export the specific table name, customers, in my case, orders, to this file name. Also, I need the password, and after that, then here I can find this file as well. So if you try to restore or recover this file, then also using this command, I can recover or restore this file to this database. Now the last topic, let's test the character set and correlation. At first one, so if we use this command, show character set, then you can find all the list this database is a support. And correlation also, if we use this command, show correlation, then also you can find correlation and character set together like this. So in our case, now show variables like a character. So in my case now, this one, I have this kind of things. And correlation also, now correlation server using Latin, Swedish, CI, like this. So from the old list, now this database system using this kind of character set and correlation as a default set. So now, so in my case, now I try to use this one, my .cnf here, okay, this one below this MySQL character set server and correlation server, okay, like this. And after that, okay, now I try to use this one as a default, the character set and correlation server. So now, in my case here, collation, in this case, the collation, okay, this was collation, change to UTF-8 general CI, and the character set also, character set server now change to UTF-8. So now let's test. I now here test the server level. Now let's test the database level. So here I will create the database. So now I create the knowledge peer 2, and after that, so here alter database knowledge peer 2, create this one, and after that database knowledge peer 2, then you can find only the character set. You cannot find this one correlation information. So using this one, we can create the character set and correlation for the database. For the table level, I created this table address, this one character set UTF-8, and this correlation as well. For this one, so let's check, show create table address, then here only you can find this one, character set UTF-8 like this. For the column level, now I want to create this table and this one. K names, correlation, this one, and the J names, character set, EUC, KR, like this. So here, show create table names. Then we can find this one, okay? Only the character set EUCKR, character set EUCKR. But this one, this table character set Latin one, but this column has a different character set with default the table character set, because I gave the character set and the correlation only for the this kind of columns, not tables. So far, I show you how to use the transaction processing and how to import and export data, and how to configure character set and correlation. So the chapter 15 summary, number 1, after you finish this chapter, you have to understand or find this kind of answers by this kind of questions. First one, what is transaction processing? Number 2, how to manage transaction processing. Number 3, how to import and export data using command and SQL. Number 4, the meaning of character set and correlation. Number 5, how to set up character set and correlation. Thank you for watching this video. God bless you and see you in next videos.